Leo's your card is Coca, and this is with the subtext of foresight. And this is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle Deck Guidebook. I'm about to read the description first, and then get into the actual reading itself. Now, this can mean supernatural powers, the ability to see universal truths, genius, spiritual guidance, brilliance, integrity, impeccability. Commonly chewed to stimulate capacity, energy, ability. I'm going to start that over. Commonly chewed to stimulate capacity, energy, and abilities. Coca, also known as Mama Coca or Coca Mama, was an important plant in the culture and religion of the Incas and tribal peoples nearby the Lake Titicaca region of South America. The Incan goddess Chasco was linked to Venus and depicted as holding springs or sprigs of coca, embodying the power and fruitfulness of love. Now, places where coca grew were considered sanctuaries where all the other humans should worship the gods. Priests were tossed leaves of coca into the air for divination, worship, and to ask for permission from entities of the cardinal directions. Coca was considered sacred, and the shamans never consulted the oracle without first chewing coca leaves and entering into a trance with its spirit. When consulting with the oracle, they often threw leaves on the ground, with powerful intention to then analyze the divinatory meaning, much like the yarrow with the I Ching. For thousands of years, the Q'ero, Qero, among many other tribes in the Andes, have ingested coca to increase their energy, to work and general vitality. Coca allows them to walk long distances without food, live more easily in high altitudes, and they are very aware of the many curative properties of coca and use it in poultices, salves, compresses, and teas. Coca is ruled by Uranus, as it is one of nature's greatest energizers and stimulants. It moves through the body like electricity, pulsating through the nervous system, and being a mental stimulant that activates extrasensory perception, great clarity, and the genius within. It is also a trademark for Uranian plants. Uranian plants, like coca, profoundly stimulate the imagination, attuning us to our ability to surrender to spontaneity and the insightfulness of the present moment. The mighty jaguar, this is the guidance portion. The mighty jaguar is the spirit animal to great many medicine peoples in the rainforest. The jaguar has been regarded as one of the fierce protectors of the sacred and seen as the bridge to the upper worlds, or messengers from the realm of spirit. Coca's lightning-like energy has appeared today, signaling the piercing clarity, foresight, and power you have available to you right now. Jaguar spirits reward you as you stay true to your integrity in moments where you could easily give it away. Don't reject the innate gifts that you were born with. Cultivate them, and don't shy away from their magnificent power. The power of the jaguar is that of the greatest shaman, able to assist in soul work, journeying, and retrieve aspects of your power that have been forgotten or remain latent. Now, there's a few things with this, I think. First off, I think the most immediate thing that hit me was I don't even think we have a lion in the deck, but I think this is probably the closest card to come to a lion, which is hilarious. But the idea here is, for those that don't know, Leo rules over lion. I think everyone knows that, but I don't know. But I think when it comes down to the thing that hit me there's a few things that hit me hard, but I think that the first thing that hit me, I'll say, is the idea of integrity. Integrity, because it started off with, I think that was the first and the last thing that hit me, actually, the idea of integrity and holding integrity, and really the understanding something, because Leos, what a lot of you guys need to understand is that the power in Leos, and it is rooted in the idea of integrity, morals, principles, and having like true being able to maintain a leader's position, right, and what it takes to do that, and that is tremendous, especially now, because when it comes down to today, I think a lot of us can look around at people. I mean, we're looking around at people who are. I've seen a few content creators, and I've been following them for some while, and I've seen them sell out in real time. Like, it is crazy. But understand something, that holding on to that power. It's not something that is you can. Nobody's going to, or not right now at least. Nobody's going to come to your door and say, "Hey, I'm going to pay you as long as you remain prideful." They're going to pay you for you to give up that pride. That's where it's actually very cheap to sell out nowadays, or very cheap in terms of a dollar amount to sell out nowadays, and that's your legacy. And that's what a lot of you guys need to understand, is because it is legacy that a lot of these people are asking for. They're not asking for a statement that's in favor of them. They're asking for your legacy. And I think a lot of us need to come to that understanding and really start to act as such, because today it's an epidemic. It's a problem. It's a very real problem. But that idea of what you have, the idea of being a natural, having this impulse and really this hunger for genuine pride, is something that's going to get you in places where others can't go, right? That value that you hold over pride, I think, is something that you need to start to understand, that the money isn't the only currency, and I firmly believe that the world is going to come to this very real acknowledgement very soon, right? Because we're seeing people, like I said, sell in real time, but that currency that a lot of people who may not necessarily have the spotlight have right now, that currency is very much real, and it means something, and it's going to mean something in the 3D when it catches up. And that's the idea, is that a lot of you are, I would say, maybe like the idea of shining in a spectrum of light that the world hasn't, or that the 3D hasn't caught up to yet. That idea of where you're standing, how you're standing, what is the value in how you move. Understand that there's a catching up point that happens, and you need to understand and hold on to that value while the world does catch up, right? Because, and also instill that value into other people, because the idea here is that being a protector of, and this brings me to my second point, being this guardian and this protector of really the spiritual realm, it understanding and holding and having and sharing that understanding with people, so they understand that there is very real concrete value in what they do, what they provide, something that you should be understanding of, and you can definitely shed a light in terms of having these people understand that, oh, people do see, people will see, and sharing that understanding with everyone. And I mean, like I said before, this idea of the Jaguar coming out and not having a lion in the deck is hilarious to me. But yeah, have a good week.